Once again, Tony Ferguson is stepping up into the UFC realm, and he is in a very winnable fight position. Only because Bobby Green is so much higher on the totem pole than Jared Gordon, right? And those two fought. Jared Gordon fought Paddy Pimblett, and he arguably won that fight. Goes up to fight Bobby Green. It wasn't even close. Even if it was no contest, he was working Jared Gordon, and Paddy was around that same thing. So you could say Green would have worked Paddy Pimblett too. Like, still, I think if Paddy Pimblett beats Tony Ferguson, if Bobby Green's gonna be the next guy, and I think Bobby Green's gonna be the one to stop the Paddy the Baddy show. Um, but Tony Ferguson, man, Tony is the biggest test that Paddy could have stepped up to face. And this is not a lose lose like the internet's saying. Like they're this he's got nothing to gain from this fight. No, if he beats Tony, he's showing that he's actually improved and done better, right? Now he could have an inactivity at time and everything like that, but he's coming back. Tony had a war with Bobby Green. Even though Bobby Green ultimately won that fight, Tony still dropped Bobby Green. Like Tony still has tread in the tires, man. He's still got things to throw. He's still got stuff to show for. And you know what? I I gotta say that. I don't think he's 100% done. I think he's taking tough fights, or at least the toughest that he can take, because he wants to be back in that stratosphere. Do I think he's ever going to be in the title contention? I don't think so, man. I think that just at his age and after the damage he's taken, it shows after a while, and a lot of the hardcore Tony fans, trust me, Tony in his heyday inspired me in so many ways, just as a role model figure, right? I can't take that from him. His legacy is cemented. He's definitely one of the best lightweights to ever grace the octagon, and we took him for granted for the longest time. And it is sad to see this turnaround, this six-fight losing streak, right? But if he could definitely win this fight, the Paddy fight, just because they're not in that same competition, man. So I just want to leave with this: Paddy's not in this lose-lose scenario he thinks he is. You actually do have something to gain from fighting Tony Ferguson. Tony's probably still that perfect non-ranked gatekeeper for newcomers too. He's the chief security officer, the CSO of the UFC, and he is going to make his decision. And whether I agree with that decision or not, as someone Tony Ferguson has inspired, I will not give up on this guy, and I will have to stand with what he does 100% of the way. Because Tony could still beat me up. You know, for real, it's like a lot of people online like to hate. You know, a lot of people online, you might have valid criticisms, and you're right. You know, the truth is the truth, whether someone beats you in a fist fight or not, right? But it takes a special talent to be in the UFC, period, right? Let alone make the rankings, let alone make the championship. These are the best fighters the world has to offer, right? Just absolute freaks of nature, weapons, walking amongst normal human beings. So for Tony to still go in there, man, and do the only thing he knows how to, good for him. Great for him. And I honestly am rooting for Tony this time. But if Paddy somehow wins, I think I could say that he surprised me and he's improved. Peace out.